by title. So I've started, so it's
Live
preparing
stream.
to start the live stream. Yeah. So that way, originally I was recording it via Zoom, and then I was later downloading it. But then the problem was oops, let me stop that there for a second. It just made it to where it was harder to like, it would take longer. It was like editing. I wasn't having to edit anything, but I was having to like, well, I would have to edit the beginning and the end to make sure there wasn't any like stuff that wasn't part of it. Cause sometimes me and the other admin, Amara, might be talking for a bit about something. And I was like, well, that doesn't need to be in it. So when we have to edit that, and then I would make a thumbnail, and I was like, you know what, that's taking too long. And then Shelly's like, Shelly says she's like, oh wait, you guys can like just throw it on to you can just make it live on YouTube. And I was like, oh, okay. So that's what we're doing now.
YouTube probably promotes it too, because they want, the live streaming stuff. So that probably helps, a little bit.
I don't know if it does that or not. That's
a good
question. It probably
Facebook does that. I would imagine, but who knows?
Yeah, but it's up. We're live right now. So
scary.
If you feel uncomfortable, you can
I'm
like
joking.
hide your screen so you're
I hear you.
No,
I am perfectly fine.
Okay, cool. Well, so today's topic is on goal setting or goals that you might have for this coming year on for your YouTube content. So why don't we just dive in? I'll start first. So like we're talking about with what I'm creating, what I create is mainly comic book content and cosplay content and sometimes Funko stuff. So I was trying to figure out what my goals were, and I've decided to go back to a goal I had from 2 years ago because things have changed again, and you can start going to comic book conventions. I decided, hey, I'm just gonna put one of the goals I had for going to comic book conventions back in the forefront of my like focus. So I've decided to start applying for press passes for comic book conventions and see if I can either interview celebrities that are the cons or at least comic book creators with the press pass. So for that to work, I got my first one. That's for next month for February. It's in Vancouver, BC, called Fan Expo. So I've emailed them and I've sent them an email list of the people I'd like to interview. So now it's up to them if they'll officially do it. So that's my goal. So it'll give me some content, because usually when I go to the cons nowadays, I just like record cosplayers and make a cosplay video. And originally I was trying to do a vlog, but that was just too much editing work and too much work to like have to remember to like record what I was doing at the con. So this became the next step is, I'll just interview the people that are like there at the con and share their information about who they are and what they're doing, like if they're an artist or a creator or maybe a celebrity. So that's my goal for this year. I kept it simple.
That's very awesome. Congratulations for getting your press pass.
Yeah, it's the third time I've gotten a press pass for this con, but it's the first time I'm hoping I got it early enough that I'm hoping I got my list in that I can actually get the interviews. Because the last 2 times I went, I had the press pass, they tried, but it was so late in the game that like they didn't have time. The celebrities were so busy at their booth or with their panel that they didn't have the time to do an interview. So this year it's like, okay, fingers crossed, maybe I will.
Are you going to be doing cosplay stuff as well as interviews, or just focus on interviews?
I'll be doing the interviews, but I'll like still get time. I'll still have time to see the cosplayers and get videos with the cosplayers, because I narrowed it down to maybe 3 celebrities I want to talk to, but the comic book creators, with them, I can just go to their booth and say, hey, do you have time I could do an interview, and I can set that up with them directly. The press people said, so I don't have to like, it's different in that respect. But yeah, I'll still have time to like make time to like see cosplayers and get video of them, and then make a montage video for that as well.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
Just out of curiosity, like, what is it tough to get a press pass to a Comic-Con?
It depends on the comic book convention. I have for 3.5, 4 years, I've applied for Emerald City Comic-Con, and I got it finally this last 2 years ago. But then of course, everything shut down.
Right.
So I was very close to interviewing celebrities at that one. I gave them a list. I emailed them the list, and 3 days later they canceled the con because of COVID. So
Darn.
yeah. But it depends on the con. Like I first decided to try doing this because I think it was either Chris Perillo or another guru or person was like, just do it. Just apply to get a press pass because you're already starting to talk to people at these things and see if that would help you, because then you're saving money, because some cons are very expensive and some are free, almost free. So I started doing that, and like I've gotten press passes at some smaller cons. It's easier to get a press pass at a smaller con. A bigger con like Emerald City or San Diego or Dragon Con or New York Comic Con or Chicago, those are very large cons. So they have a lot of people that are wanting to be press at them. So it's like that's a bigger field of people that are competing for those press passes. So if I were to do San Diego or Chicago or New York or even Emerald City, I need to get my media pack really created well, because right now all I do is I create a playlist. If I've been to that con before, I've created playlists of all the stuff from that con. So then I can, like, in the application, show them, here's a playlist of all the videos I've already done at your con, to show them that I've already been doing content there, as a way of like showing, hey, look what I can do or what I've done, and look at the views on it. And they can see the views on those videos to know, oh, okay, he's really doing something here. And so was what helped, I think, a lot, like with getting the one at Emerald City, because I had a playlist that was all that stuff, and it's like 15 videos. So I think that helped in some of it, but also because I think I've met some of the people that work at the con, and they may have been involved in that decision and been like, oh yeah, we know who Joel is. And
it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Partly it is. It is.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. Like I have a friend, he's gotten a press pass at San Diego Comic Con, and he says, if you get a press pass there, you want to keep using that press pass, because if you don't use it, you lose it, and then you have to apply again, and that's like the hardest one to get. So he doesn't even make very much content anymore as a blogger, because he got it as a blogger, but he still has it and he still uses it, and he'll just make sure he does like at least one article about it when he goes to it, just to justify keeping it. So yeah, I
was just curious. I would think that it would be tough to get one in that field, I get sorry, I didn't mean to. I get a press pass for my, I'm in the tile world, like ceramic tile. And so I get a press pass going to those things, but it's, it's not too bad. It's with influencers and stuff like that. I don't know if they're going to make it tougher or not, but I've had one for a long time. So, but they are nice, they got snacks and lunch and all that stuff. So, it's perks.
They don't have that many perks at the ones I've been to yet, but that's a cool idea. I think I can get that. But when the first time I did, I was really nervous about doing it, and it was a small con. It wasn't Emerald City, but they were like, yes, sure, you can come. And then I did this one at Fan Expo Vancouver, which is also sort of a small con, because it's mainly just it's mainly people that are just in that part of Canada, British Columbia, that go to it. And there are a few people that come from the Seattle area that go to it. So it's still small enough that they're like willing to give it to me. So I think they're just going to keep giving it to me as long as I apply. But yeah, the bigger ones, but it was still nerve-wracking to be like, oh, is this like that imposter syndrome of like, they're not going to think I'm important. And it is, because they do ask you, oh, like, what's your subscription? And it's like, well, now it's 600 as of like 3 days ago. But that was always my fear, was like, oh, they're going to look at my subscription level and be like, no, we're not interested. And some have said no, but I'm okay with it. I had to be okay with like getting that rejection of being like, they said no, but that doesn't mean it's the end of the world. I'm still going to go to the con. I'm still going to do stuff. It's just not being able to do those interviews with the celebrities or the bigger name creators that I'd like to. So, yeah.
I had a little imposter syndrome too. This is back a few years ago. You get in the back room and there's actual like journalists back there, I mean, people that went to, they're professional people and professional photographers and stuff. And, here I walk in and I just felt like I didn't want to tell anybody what I did and anything. Like I just had imposter syndrome. So Anyway,
Yeah, that's the thing is I'm using my phone still to do all my video recording. So that's the one thing. Like yesterday, I was like, oh my gosh, if I get these interviews, they're gonna like look at me weird because I'm using my phone. And I was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. Just use your phone, Joel. Just use your phone. It's okay. That's me. That's mine. So who wants to go next?
I guess mine's pretty easy. my goal my
Cool.
goal is to post a video. So I definitely like I have so many ideas and things to do and so many projects, but actually like sitting down and editing a video has like I have videos that are just waiting there to be edited, and I'm like, I don't want to edit this. So my goal is to actually edit them and post them. I know that sounds like dumb, but it's just like after a long day at work, I'm just like, I don't want to have to edit something. I'm a graphic designer, so I'm on the computer all day doing the exact same thing all day, and then getting off of work to get on the computer and edit stuff. I'm like, I did this all day already. It's hard. And so that's my goal, is to actually put stuff up and actually make it happen, because I used to post a video every single week, like on Tuesdays every single week, and I would get it out the door no matter how many late hours I was working or anything like that. I feel like my content suffered, but like now I'm like lucky if I put a video up every like 2 months. so so that's my goal, at least posting a video this year.
Cool. So when you say posting a video, like your goal is just post one video, or try to like set a time frame again of like doing it on a continual basis? Like, what do you think?
I'm
helpful?
I'm just being easy on myself, just to post videos.
Cool.
So right
Good.
now it's just post the video I have already somewhat edited and just get it out there and just kind of get the ball rolling, because right now there's no balls rolling at all.
Well, yeah, like you just said, you started a new job, so that transition was probably like a lot of like brain work, to having to like sit there and learn the new way you're doing things and the way they want things done and what their culture is.
Exactly.
So yeah, that has to be hard. Totally. So I think that's a great way of doing it, because you're putting like less pressure on yourself. You know, it's not like I need to get this many out in this much time frame, and they have to be done this certain way, and then I have to make sure I do this next. So I think that's great that you're like, what's the simplest, easiest thing for me right now, like based on my work schedule.
Well, because like when I put pressure on myself, really all I do is feel guilty about not having done it, because I know I'm not going to. So it's like so it's like, okay, let's just do the simple way of doing things and let's not feel guilty about getting stuff done. But I redid my like home studio with a new background and everything, so I'm excited to be using that and kind of seeing how I can update some of my videos to be more face forward, because most of my videos are over the top hand videos, and a lot of people really enjoy seeing my face, and so I'm like I should be on the screen more often, so kind of doing things in a new way. So
cool.
That's
how
fun.
Is that like, how are you going to do that? Is it going to be more like split screen, or are you going to like have a picture in picture, or like how do you think you want to do that?
Well, I'm still kind of figuring it out. So I think that's possibly why I haven't edited this video yet, is like I'm kind of like not too keen on how I set it up the first time for this video. So I'm just like, I don't know. So I'm trying to make it so that I can have an overhead shot, but also have forward shot and kind of cut in between to make it more interesting. Because I was watching, I think Shelly posted an editor that talks a lot about Mr. Beast videos and like how he keeps people's interest. And he keeps people's interest by doing cuts and keeping people's attention by like, so it's not just my hands there the whole time. It would be like my face and my hands, and here's what I'm doing, and kind of just like catching people's eye along the way. Just trying to figure out how to do that with what I have is the hard part.
Yeah, that does sound like it would be the hard part, but I think it's great to try and experiment something different with your content and maybe see if that, like you said, like people want to see your face more and that might increase the viewership in a way. So yeah.
Definitely. I mean, it will also increase comments that I don't want, but like I've prepared myself for that.
Yeah.
I'm still getting marriage proposals.
Really?
Hey!
It never stops.
Yikes.
I see it as a compliment and I don't reply.
Nice.
Oh, and I
That's a
got
good
like
way
a
to do it.
stalker email that was like a page and a half long. And I was like,
Oh
no.
no. That's scary.
Well, I'm sorry. I had to email you your work email, which is my regular email. I just said for professional contact here. So then I just replied to him. You know, I didn't reply. I just figured if he ever gets mad and complains about it, it's gonna be, well, you used my work email. Sorry.
I think it's a great boundary to have in like saying that your work email, because then like if it does happen, you have like a way of saying this is what's why and this is where it's at. So that's cool.
And if it's really if it's really a brand, I want them to have access to my email. So
right.
have something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh yeah. Yep. I think that's the right way to do things. Just not respond.
Just don't respond because those are still views. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
terrible, but there's
No,
still
totally.
when you look at your analytics, Danielle, what are the age and genders of the people that watch your videos? Do you know?
I'm about 60% female, 40% male. Just because my content is more geared towards female. I think it used to be a lot more male because I showed my face more. But since I was doing more stuff with the hands and stuff like that, it geared more female. And then age is like 25 to 35 is like my my main age.
Mine's 19 to 35, but it's 97% male.
Oh, well,
Whoa,
I mean,
I didn't
your
know it was
niche,
that
your niche is
extreme.
pretty like
Yeah.
male.
The reason I have my niche is because girls don't play bass very often. And they were like, hey, what do females say about this? And so, you know, and actually there's a drummer I subscribe to that I met. And I said to him, you know, well, they're 19 to 35-year-old male. And he goes, oh no, me too. So it's the bass that whole music scene is primarily male.
Yep,
I just
definitely.
go with it now, like a little extra makeup and some earrings.
Yeah. It's like, it doesn't hurt.
Wouldn't it be nice if they broke it into like male, female, and then like creeper? You know, like that's the third
Yes.
one. You can see like how much of the view is the creepers that are coming on.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. At that point, I don't know. I might find that I'm like 1% female, 1% male, like 98% creeper.
Or bots. The fourth demographic is bots.
Right.
Oh, what's impossible?
Can I ask you a question real quick, Danielle, about the so when you put a video, I know this is the YouTube group, but do you also like do you edit out like little pieces for Instagram and stuff like that? Is that all part of it?
Yeah, right now I mostly do I do my YouTube video and then I'll post like a story on Instagram and Facebook kind of to promote it, and then I'll post like images of so I do crafting content, and so I'll put images of my content on Instagram on my feed, and then I'll re-edit my video for Reels and TikTok, and I'll put those up, and then I just repurpose that and stick it on Facebook.
And are you doing vertical, horizontal? How do you?
I do horizontal for YouTube, and then I chop it down to vertical for
it's complicated, you know, now. I mean, it used to be, you know, everything is like So editing is, it's just the whole thing now, you know, it's longer now.
Yeah, it's a pain, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that, and I don't have to find hashtags, but
I know.
but you know, it's part of it. It's part of the job.
Yeah.
But it's like I've started to film things like more zoomed out so that when I'm doing my YouTube stuff, I can zoom into it and make it fit that frame better. And then that way I can have the zoomed out version to cut down to the vertical. Because I know some of my videos, I was getting things cut off when I went to vertical.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's a great idea. I never thought about having it a little more zoomed out, so that way you can play with the aperture, like this, how it will fit on a screen when you're going to the editing process. That's cool. I never really thought about it that way. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, and you just have to make sure that you're filming in like good, like you're at least 1080p. Otherwise, when you zoom in, it might be a little funky.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's just, and then it's, so I've actually done some where like I do it vertical and horizontal, you know, and I don't know. I don't have that's why I'm asking, you know, I don't have a system for it yet. So
yeah,
or nothing like that.
I think though, I've seen a lot of people do what Danielle's talking about, where they film it in a way that when they can transition it from something that is more vertical as opposed to horizontal, you can still see some of it, but you can still see sometimes people haven't figured it out. So then like they're doing something and then all of a sudden like there's stuff that's happening over here that didn't like, fully make it into the shot because oh, that was a horizontal for sure.
Yeah, I've definitely been there.
Or you make your thumbnail and you put the words, you know, off to the side, you know, and it's cutting the words off, and you know.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Well, and I know like usually for YouTube, my crafting videos are about 10 minutes. 8 to 15 minutes long, but for TikTok I cut it down really short to like 30 seconds, and so like I cut out all of the informational bits and it's just like, here's the project,
the entertainment part of it.
Yeah,
That's smart though.
Do you find you're getting a lot of people coming over to YouTube from the other sites where you are creating the content, or is it still sort of like they're staying on their platform they're seeing it on?
I would say I've gotten some people from TikTok because my subscribership has gone up since I started posting on TikTok, but I have way more followers on TikTok than I do on YouTube. Like I have like 2,700 on YouTube, but on TikTok I have almost 10,000.
Wow.
So like it's a big difference. So I think most people on TikTok are staying on Tiktok.
What's your demographic or statistical stats look like when it comes to gender and age on TikTok compared to YouTube?
That's a good question. I haven't actually looked. Okay. I just assume it's girls.
It probably is. I've looked at mine too, and it's sort of like it vacillates a little bit, only by like 1 or 2% between male and female. So it's interesting to look at that and be able to see that change. Whereas for some reason, I don't know if it's because of my that I have such a low subscriber count that I can't see the age or the gender of my people on YouTube. Like it doesn't show it at all. So I have no idea what it is on YouTube right now.
Yeah, mine takes a while to do that. So like if you go back to some of your older videos, it might show. But like it takes a while for mine just because there's not enough data, I guess, for them to pull from. But if I go back and look at like my old videos, it'll be on there, and like my overall analytics, like it shows up on there. But
it's not showing up at all for me, but that's just mine. I think
it took a long time for it to actually work on mine.
Awesome.
Now I want to go look it up on TikTok.
It's harder to find on TikTok. They don't make it easy to find. You have to literally like go like deep into like 3 things before you can find it in there. So totally. Well, is anyone else have any questions or anything else, thoughts they want to share with Danielle about her goal, or do we want to move on to someone else's? Okay, well, let's move on then. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
So, I don't know if I'm supposed to prepare or not. I don't really have a lot of goals, So my TikTok, so just about me, like I'm a blogger more than anything, So I blog about tile installation and stuff. So I have my YouTube channel. I just got it monetized like just 2 weeks ago or something like that.
Really?
So
Oh, yay.
yeah, so I'm pretty happy about that. There could be tens of dollars in my future of YouTube money,
Yeah.
So anyway,
A nice dinner.
yes.
Most people don't get paid for hobbies.
I hear you. So anyway, I'm pretty happy about that. As far as like my time is kind of limited. My goal this year is more to grow my blog, but also some of that stuff is going to have YouTube videos. And like I still have, I have a video I have edited right now, like Danielle's talking about, like where there, so I have it all edited, but I got to do like the voiceover part of it. And so I need to film me, and then I need to cut in with me because there's parts where I need like a little bit of time to talk a little bit, So I need to like fill it in and stuff like that. So I got to do that, and that's just sitting there waiting. And anyway, so I don't have like as far as like YouTube specific goals, I don't really have. I just want to keep kind of going and trying to create content. But this year I am I'm a contractor by trade. And I'm actually scheduling myself some free time at the end of the year. And I want to do a big push on my blog. I'm going to take some time off and see if I can get it over the hump and to where I can make that my main income and remodel as a hobby, So that's what I'm hoping. I might be able to do it this year. I might not. We'll see.
That's
Cool.
awesome.
Yes. I'm excited about it. Tired of commuting. So
yeah, I bet.
So where's your blog located? Is it on like
it's called DIY Tile Guy.
Okay.
And
is it your own website, or do you have it connected through other blog sources or platforms?
No, it's just a standalone blog. So it's not connected to my local business or anything like that, I actually started on my local business and then moved it out on its own several years ago. So, but anyway, I started a long time ago and just kind of kept at it and slowly. And some years I updated it quite a bit, and some years not very much. But it's getting to the point where it's starting to make a little bit of money. So I'm happy about that. Yeah, cool. I'm happy about it.
How often do you post things on your blog?
Well, that's the thing, So, so during COVID, like when we got shut down, I went hardcore on it, and that kind of got it up a notch. And then, so I just kind of do it, like Danielle, it's like, you come home, I don't, there's just trying to have time to do it, So that's my goal for the end of the year so right now I'm trying to kind of publish one post a month right now. And then at the end of the year, I want to just, go for it and see if I can get it, into where it's like a employment type income,
Cool.
We'll see.
Nice. Do you do like advertisements and stuff on your blog? Is that how you make money from it?
Yeah. So I have there's like Google ads.
Mm-hmm.
So you can, it's just a plug-in. Like I don't sell directly to, I don't, but it's a plug-in. I don't do Google ads. That's part of what happened is I went to a different media company, and the money's a lot better, So
Nice.
yeah. So anyway, and they're great to work with. It was actually a suggestion from another blogger here in Seattle. And so anyway, you just put the code on your site basically, and they're a little bit more hands-on than that. Google was just put the code on your site, and then they run ads, and then it's part of the reason I think I got approved so quickly in my AdSense or my YouTube account is because I already had an AdSense account. So I actually got approved like the next day that I applied, which I was shocked. They said it would take a month maybe, and next day I was going. So
nice.
Anyway,
what company do you use?
Mediavine for ads. There's a threshold. Yeah, there's a threshold though. You got to have 50,000 hits. But once you get, if you can get to 50,000 a month, I highly recommend them. They say They say, I don't know if you have a blog or not. They say Ezoic is pretty good if you are below that. Like I think you have to have like 15,000 maybe. I'm not sure. I never tried them, but there's supposed to be one that you do before, and then once you get to up where you can get to Mediavine, go to Mediavine.
Awesome. That's cool. I used to have a blog. I don't currently anymore. I used to run one with my brother. We always used Google AdSense.
Mhm.
So like it's kind of cool to see like new stuff because I'm always like, should I start another one? I don't know.
It's hard to know. So I always used to use Google Ads all the way up until I switched to Mediavine. I switched there.
Mhm.
I've been on there over a year, but not 2 years yet. And I make more in a week than I did in a month with Google AdSense. So
Wow, that's awesome.
yes, it's a lot different. So
Sweet.
it was almost life changing, to just be honest with you. So
Cool. Well, I
Whoa,
put the
cool.
I put
Thank
the
you.
link.
I saw
Put
that.
the link
Yeah,
for Mediavine in there so you guys can see it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's awesome.
Jim, this is really great.
good. I'm glad
I'm really enjoying your content. I need to pay attention to what's going on. But that's really great content.
thank you.
Do you collect folks' email addresses? Do you have an email that you send out?
Yeah, I do. I just started this month. I've sent a total of 1 out this year. So, but yeah, I have a sign up on my, I don't have a, how am I trying to say this? So
You have a link
Mediavine
on your
Mediavine
blog.
they put a widget in the post, and I finally just turned it on and started collecting addresses.
Oh, good.
Nice.
And so that, like, if you look at one of the posts, as you scroll up, it'll hide. I kind of like how it does. It's kind of a cool little way of doing it.
Yeah.
And it'll kind of shine out at you just for briefly instead of a big pop-up, an annoying pop-up. But if you put your thing in there, I will send a confirmation, I'll add you to the list, and then you'll have to confirm,
Oh,
Cool.
that's neat.
Can you put the link to your blog in the?
Absolutely.
I asked too soon.
Chat.
Sorry.
No, whatever. I don't know, I don't know how long this thing is, and whatever you guys want to, talk about or whatever, I'm game for. So
Cool. Yeah.
I have an ulterior motive as well here that I'll get to at the end of the thing. So.
Okay.
Cool. Well, is there anything else you wanted to share about your goals, or anyone else have any questions about his goals?
Jim, do you know what a hero video is? Or a hero video. Have you ever heard that term?
No, I've heard of a hero image, but not a.
Yeah, that's like when you're making sort of your short regular videos all year, but then once a year you spend some money and invest into a video that has, and they call it something different now. I forget what it's called now, but that's the old term for it. And you invest in that video, and that video might have graphics. It might, might have taken several months to shoot, because, we're standing in front of the house in winter, and that's how you work on this. Now we're standing here in summer, and that's how, it might take more time. I just, because you have so much regular content. I was just thinking that like a once a year big produced video might get you a lot of people to start to subscribe to the blog and to get involved, to follow.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm all for, I'm trying to learn everything, all the tricks I can. So that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think that would be
sound
something
good.
you might see that when you're watching other content like yours. Like you go, I know that they couldn't make this all year, but they did one every 6 months or one every 2 years, something like that.
I would actually like to put that maybe like right up in the front on the homepage,
That's what I've seen a lot of people even do in my niche, is they'll have like this one big thing they do, but they still have their evergreen content, the thing they put out on a regular basis, like she's saying. So like you have your blog post you put out on a monthly basis or a weekly basis, the article you create, but then having that one big, like you're talking about having that one big push in like the end of the year, maybe having something where it's like a big project that maybe you've been working on all year, and then you just throw it as one big blog post or video that you can have that could be like a thing that really pulls more people in on to get into being regulars, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a like a ceiling, and I just need to kind of get over that. I feel like I'm right there, and I need to get over the hump there or something. So
yeah. And that's one of the things we're trying to do with this weekly meeting, is having different topics every month that we can help people with, that maybe is where they're feeling an obstacle in their growth. So yeah. Cool.
Thank you.
Anyone else have anything else? If not, we can move on to the last but not least person with their goal to share.
Person who came here with no goals, but now talking to you guys have a whole page.
Yay, inspiration.
Cool. I'm glad to see that. That was one of my hopes, was that if like you guys, like if like you were saying, he's like there, I don't know what my role is, but this is what I think it is. Like just having even a thought of it is a good starting point, because my job, I do that a lot. I help people create goals of what they want to do, and so that's good to hear. Yeah.
I started with a blank piece of paper, and now I have all these great ideas. I got a media pass to go to NAMM, which is the National Association of Music Merchants. And so that's not like a musicians convention. It is a musician store convention. So, and so goal wise, I went on the press pass, and for me, it was really stressful, because I was like, I have to earn it that I'm here. So like every day I was going, and I thought I would do interviews, and it was too loud and too much copyrighted stuff. And my mic system was going to I'd have to wire people up to get none of it was going to happen. And so instead I would go from booth to booth and show you everything. Okay, this is everything Fender put out this year. This is everything Yamaha's coming out with this year. This is everything that Roland is coming out with this year. And so I was able to pivot, thank goodness. But that pressure, the first day I walked 19,000 steps, had a blister this big. It was a lot. And so my goal, I've been working with a brand, and I would like to be an invited guest of that brand. Ooh. That way I can venture out to do content, but my goal there is they stole one of my videos, and I've decided to be cool about it. And then they've sent me gear for free because I was cool about it. And so where a cease and desist would have probably been appropriate, instead we're just a partnership now. And so I'm hoping that we can work. I really want to work something out, but obviously the last time I went was January of 2020. Like, I remember walking around and thinking, gosh, if you were spreading a virus, boy, would it spread at this event. 119,000 people.
Yep.
That really spread. I guess a lot of people got sick when they got home. That's what I've heard. So I need to reacquaint myself with all the people that I met, because obviously I'm not going out to their job site like I wanted to. I'm not seeing how they make things. So this has inspired me to apply for the media pass and try to get the guest pass, so that if I can't get the guest pass, I still get to go, and vice versa. So you guys got that. So I've got to put my media package together. Oh, and I did not highlight my subscriber count. I highlighted my view count.
That's what I forgot to say, was I did. Yeah, that's what I did sometimes too. In some of the press passes I tried to apply for, I highlighted my viewership over my subscriber count. So yes, I forgot to say that. That's totally a good idea.
Big numbers. Yes.
Yeah. Bigger numbers is the important number.
Yeah.
Yes. And then for personal reasons, I have not been posting consistently. So I've added that to my list, a video every single week. I remember that. I used to have a thing, like an internal deadline. Like I knew it's all got to be shot by today. It's all got to be edited today. I've got to start uploading at this time for it to go live at this time. And so I've added that. And then I noticed I did a premiere, which is the cheesiest thing on YouTube. But I heard another YouTuber say, I've gone over to using premieres because then I can talk to you guys in the chat. And I was like, oh, it's for your regulars. It's not for you. Cool. It doesn't help your channel.
Yeah.
It helps your regulars feel like they're part of a community.
Yeah.
So I did a premiere, which to me, they're still kind of brainless. But I did the premiere, and I had 3 people from all over the United States, and not the United States, all over the world. And we were having this great conversation about how worship bands, what kind of music do they have in church in Norway? What kind of music do they have in church in Germany? Well, this is what we have where I live. And so
that's cool.
I want to do more premieres, even though I think they're ridiculous. And most people just, but how else are you going to get a notification without them hitting the notification bell, right? If you do a premiere, there's notification.
Oh, see, that's good. You hit on something there, because I've done one premiere, and there were so many more people that showed up than I thought would.
Right, but it doesn't benefit your channel at all. But
But like, does their comments though, they benefit you if they
It does benefit your channel though, but like you said, it doesn't benefit your channel in like the video itself. It benefits the channel in like you said, the community building.
Yeah, the channel, not the
Like,
video. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
well,
yeah.
it benefits your channel in that like the first like 4 like hour of your channel, the more people you can get once you release your video, the better, because then it will push it out more.
To push the video out more. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that definitely helps.
Totally. Yeah.
And you guys, do you guys all have TubeBuddy, the free version at least? Do you have it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in TubeBuddy, if you go into analytics and then you go audience on your backside.
Okay.
Okay. So what do they call it this year? What's the backside called of YouTube?
The studio.
Studio. Thank
yeah.
you. I just
There,
can't
studio.
remember.
My brain breaks too.
YouTube Studio, if you go into your analytics audience and then go down and you have TubeBuddy turned on, I think it has to be turned on, then you'll get the most popular time when the most people that watch your channel are on YouTube.
Oh, I'd forgotten about
Times
that.
a day. And now TubeBuddy gives you a summary like, oh, okay, your best time to post on Wednesdays is 1 o'clock. Your best time to post on Thursdays is 9 a.m. Your best time to post, because mine was the opposite of everything I thought it should be.
Oh.
So that means a lot. So instead of trying to post consistently every week, because I don't trust myself to do every Tuesday or whatever, Danielle, I think I'm going to just make sure that it's a time when there's a lot of people on.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
great
It didn't
idea.
go up Tuesday, but what's the most popular time to view my channel on Wednesday? Okay, 1 o'clock. And I'll get on then.
I know I use Nico's tool Morning Fame,
Ah.
and they have a really good way of finding out what time works best for you. Is they'll take all of your videos with I don't know how many it is. It's like maybe in the last year or so, and it will tell you how well those videos performed based on what time they went out at, and that's how it figures out the best times for you. And it'll give you like, this time is your best time, like it's proven to have a good video come out, and here are some other times that are worth trying. And I really like that because it like goes off of what your past performance was.
Yeah.
And find it really helpful.
Oh yeah, I was going to show you this. I had to buy an external hard drive for all the videos I've shot and haven't edited or uploaded.
Same here. It's right here.
I have one.
This is defeat in a box.
I have one, but then someone bought me one for a present, and I have not even opened that one yet.
Oh
Oh man,
That would be for you, Diana.
no, I go through so many of them.
Oh man.
Well, I found it when I was unpacking. I was like, oh, wait. Oh, I have an extra one just in case that one fills up, which that one's not even close to filling up.
Oh, no.
You guys will laugh at me. I'm such a footage hoarder. I like feel bad if I delete footage, and like my crafting videos, it takes so long. I have like hours and hours and hours of footage per video. And so I have like 7 hard drives.
You gotta store
And
it
I'm like,
somewhere.
I don't want to delete this because maybe I
Right?
might need it sometime.
You might feel like you want to use it for something else, or like as oh, here we did this other thing. Yeah, see there.
Exactly.
Diana's got it.
It's just like the dark side of YouTubers, you know?
Underbelly.
The underbelly.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, the things you don't talk about, which we need to talk about.
These are videos I've already done, but I'm a footage hoarder. I don't throw away different tries on the thumbnail. I don't throw away. Yeah.
Yeah, I have. These were all the things I was saving everything on before I finally got a big drive. So there's footage on some of these.
Oh, okay, good. Well, I know like in Final Cut, there's an option where like as soon as it uploads it to the library, you can delete the file. And I'm like, no, why would I ever want this?
Yikes. I would be
And I'm
afraid of like
those
accidentally
people
pressing
are
that.
brave.
Oh, maybe nauseous thinking about that happening.
I know, right? I was like, those are the brave people, the brave
Right?
souls.
Okay, so I have another one from Danielle, which is to update my home studio. And my goal for that is to have my stuff where I can leave it out.
Yes, that was my original goal with updating mine, is because I was taking down my lights and putting everything away every time. And like it's so much better. Like I'll film more because it's already out and ready to go.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
found, and then I never applied it to this. This was a camping thing. If it takes you more than 40 seconds to set it up, you won't do it.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's
So
a good
people
idea.
buy a camper that doesn't have a stove in it. So they put a stove in the cabinet underneath the counter, and when they go to cook, they pull a little stove out. Nope, it's too much work. They won't do it. I'm not cooking because nobody wants to pull a little stove out. It's like, okay, it's the same with YouTube. You end up not making content because I don't want to pull this stuff out.
That makes sense. Like my
It's so
last
true.
place I lived, I got to a point where I left one of my lights up for when I was doing interviewing because it was just better to leave it up than
Mhm.
having to take it down and then put it back up again. And then I got to a point where like I left the framing for like my backdrop up. And I just
Yep.
pulled the backdrop down when I wasn't using it and then pulled the backdrop back up because that was the fastest thing. That totally makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's why I made my like command hook background, is because I can just roll them all up and they're already
such a
on my
great
wall.
idea.
And it
I
looks
love that you did
cool.
that.
So
Yeah.
it's like but
That's
it's like
great.
it saves so much time.
When I was on a podcast, the quote that she used to advertise me being on it was, I said, a multi-purpose room is a no-purpose room.
Oh,
That's
And
a
now
good
I'm trying to
quote.
do that with my YouTube channel.
That's a good quote.
I like that.
I had a band teacher who said that about cafeteria auditoriums, cafetoriums.
Oh yeah.
Just no purpose, really. 'Cause the
Seriously.
music sounds bad and the cafeteria is not comfortable.
Seriously.
Long list, but that's a couple highlights.
Cool. I think
Waiting
that's
for it,
great that you got some inspiration from us just talking about our goals and coming
Yeah.
up with stuff. That's great. Cool. But yeah, one of the things I was going to say about the press pass thing,
Yeah,
if you wanted to do the interviews, I think the best thing to do is what I did was look on their website, see who's going to be there. If they post people specific that are going to be there, and ask them, say, do you have a space where I can interview these people? Because they probably have a space set aside for interviewing that you can do it where you don't have to worry about that background noise that's copyrighted, where you
Right.
can then do it. If not, the other idea is that I do with some creators is I email them or message them beforehand on social media and say, hey, I see you're going to be at this event and I'm going to be at this event. Do you have time we can sit down separately to do an interview? And then if you can, find a spot in that convention or nearby that you can sit down with them and record audio and make sure so your audio is good. So that's an idea.
Yeah.
For when you
Definitely.
do press passes for any kind of event, I think. So yeah. Anyone else have anything else to share or talk about or have some ideas for Diana?
Why are you picking on me?
Because we were sort of just sharing everything and talking about ideas and helping each other there. So I just was sorry. Didn't mean to
Oh, it's
put the spotlight on you too much. Sorry. I'm sorry.
the same thing happened with Joel and Jim. I mean, with Jim and Danielle. I remember now. So sorry.
Spotlight on me. I'll just leave it on me here.
There you go.
Well, I feel like Jim had something up his sleeve that he wanted to
Yeah.
talk about.
Yeah, Jim.
No,
you
I'll
have
tell
something
you.
else wanna
So
share?
listen, I've been a part of this group for a long time. So this is not the. Oh man, my cat wants. My
Oh, your
wants
cat
to
has
go.
has
Yeah.
has
Say hi.
opinions.
He's got an ulterior motive. So this, like, I like this group, and so this is not the only reason I'm here, just for another purpose. Okay. But I run, or I help do just like you guys do this one, I help do the WordPress blogger meetup that we have every month.
Mhm.
It just so happens to be like, it's usually like at the same day this one is,
Oh, the third Saturday of the month?
Well, we do the fourth Saturday.
Oh, okay. We're usually do the third Saturday. We had problems because it's January
Oh,
and it's
okay.
today. But usually
Okay.
it's the third. So yeah.
I'm not asking you to move yours. Okay. That's not. But anyway, so I'm trying to model it after some of the other meetups I've had, including this one too. Were you guys here when Shannon used to do the meetup?
Yeah.
Asian gal
Yes.
Shannon. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I thought she did fantastically as far as scheduling it and all that.
Mhm.
But anyway, so we're trying to do, like a topic, and then we'll do a Q&A afterwards. And a lot of times we're trying to get guest speakers and stuff like that. So I wanted to, before we're out here, I just wanted to put out that call that if any of you guys or anybody that wants to come and talk about something at our meetup, a lot of the stuff is related, blogging and video. And one of the things I was thinking about is we're talking about media packs. I would love to know, I'd love to have like an expert or somebody come in and talk to us about how to put together a media pack for bloggers and that sort of thing. And and so same thing with here. So anyway, I'm just going to put that out there. I'm not going to put anybody on the spot or anything like that, but we're just,
that's great.
I'm just looking for, I'm always just trying to, find somebody that's, like if I can get a Canva expert, I would love to get because so many bloggers use Canva, So
well,
anyway,
I can help with that.
Can you? I mean, if you want,
I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I use it a lot for work.
And it would be awesome. Tons of bloggers use it, as opposed to what do you call it? Photoshop and everything.
Yeah.
Photoshop is complicated.
It is.
So
I mean, I'm a designer by trade, and I use Canva for my YouTube channel. It's easy.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, I'm not putting anybody on the spot.
No, that's great. I appreciate it.
I'm going to put my email in here. But if you guys want to, I don't know what's in it for you as far as that kind of stuff goes. But
I think it's a great idea to cross communicate, and I don't know if that's the right word, to share ideas and stuff, because we are going to be doing one of the Saturdays we have lined up in the near future is going to be on media kits. So we're going to help people. I don't know who we're going to have do it, but if I do know who it is, either me or Amara will let you know, so you can see if they would be interested in helping at your other group. That would be great. Yeah,
sure,
definitely. And feel free to post in the Facebook group if you are looking for people, because there might be some people on there who can't make it to a meetup that might be interested in speaking on stuff. I know that a lot of times the people who have a lot more like ideas about that kind of stuff, like they've been in it a lot longer, don't have time to make it to the meetups, so you might be able to find someone in there who might have some good info.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was I just going to say? Oh, and then sometimes I have posted our stuff in the YouTube group, it only if it's related. So hopefully that's okay. But if it's not okay, I won't. That's up to you guys. But
well, when you try to post anything in our group, it'll go to admins to look at it, to review it.
Okay.
And if we feel like it's something we shouldn't put on there, one of the admins will look at it and remove it and maybe talk to the person about what they posted to let them know, remember the rules about what's going on. But most times if something gets posted and someone sees it, there's a spot where people can ask that the admin review it, and then someone will look at it and be like, oh, that's not for us, or that's not appropriate. So
it's been a while since I posted in there, just because the stuff we've been doing, like SEO stuff, search engine, it just isn't related, Well,
the thing is, in our group, anything you want to post, go ahead and post it and see if it's something you want to talk about or something you want to share. Because that's what I do, is I just like, hey, I have this great idea, I'm going to share it with everyone. And like it either creates communication about that thing, or no one sees it or talks about it. It's okay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And SEO and stuff like that is great stuff to talk about for YouTube stuff, because not only is YouTube a search engine, but it's also Google. So like it's helpful and that kind of stuff to kind of be thinking about that. So yeah, feel free to post it. Though really the one thing that we're trying not to do is just to have people self-promote.
Right.
That's just mostly the stuff that we delete. Everything else is usually just
there's
fine.
No commercial I'm not like I'm not making money off this or anything like that.
Yeah,
just
but any questions
gig.
we that's what the whole group is about, is a place to ask questions you don't have anywhere to ask or get answers to. That's really what we're trying to make the group about on Facebook.
Yeah.
So
but I remember Shannon would get, I remember like what was the Jesus guy? That was one I went to. What do you remember him?
Metal Jesus.
Yeah, Metal Jesus Rocks or whatever. Yeah. So he was pretty cool. And there was
he's
a few
awesome.
of them. Yeah, there's a few of them I went to that anyway, I was very impressed with how she ran the That's not a statement on current. Okay. But I was very, anyway. So I've kind of tried to model our group after that, or I'm trying to. And also
we're trying to get, hopefully we'll be back in face-to-face ones. We just have to find a venue.
Right.
Yeah, that's our biggest problem right now is we've been wanting to do them face-to-face more often, but we don't have anywhere to do it because Nico was hosting them at his apartment complex and he moved. So
and that's what happened with Shannon. Shannon was hosting them at her apartment complex, and then things happened with her life where she couldn't. And so it was like, now we're at a place like, who wants to, like, we don't know who has the ability to do it in a place that's safe and comfortable. That's what we're looking for.
I see a couple chairs in the background at Joel's house there. So
well,
no. Hey, so on that, so I this is kind of a little bit before my time, but when we were doing them face to face at the WordPress group, that's where this is before I started hosting it and all that stuff. We used to do them at the Fremont Senior Center or something.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know how that was. This is pre-COVID, so I don't know that they want a bunch of, COVID, I don't know, people like teens with COVID or something on them and coming into the senior center. But anyway, but that was, it seemed to be, I don't know if it's free or what, but it might be a place to consider. Okay. So
I'll put that down and talk with the rest of the group, because we are always trying to figure out where's a good place to meet and figuring out where we can and cannot go. So
and I know we used to meet at different libraries around in different areas. Like we've met at the Bellevue Library for a long time, but there was always scheduling issues, and so we'd always end up packed into a tiny room. So those are like what you get for something free, I guess.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, but thank you, Jim. That's great. That's great to bring up and talk about. We definitely would put. But if you have any other ideas, always just you can message the admin. It's general. There's a message area in the Facebook group that says admin, where you can message the admin, and one of us will look it over. And we have our own chat we use that we talk about things in separately to make sure what we're doing as a group is good. So we can always bring up any of those kind of things there too.
I think there's 5 admins. So and if you're ever interested in being an admin, we are always looking for more admins. Just throwing that out there.
Nice.
But when it comes to this group, the best person to get hold of is either me or Amara, because we're the ones that are in charge of this thing. But we do want to, she and I have talked about it, and the admins like the idea too, is trying to get back into a face-to-face one eventually. It just comes down to location. That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
And that was even pre-COVID. We were like, oh, where's the next place going to be? Because Nico's gone. And it was just like,
Yep.
where do most of you, I mean, not to be too personal here, but like just a general idea, like where are most people in the group? Are they East Siders? Are they South End, North End, Seattle?
Got a whole bunch all over the place. Like I know you guys are all north and I'm south. I'm in by the airport in SeaTac.
I'm out in Maple Valley, so.
Oh, you are? Yeah. Oh, I thought you were.
I know where that is. Yeah.
Nice. I'm from Enumclaw.
Oh, woo, yeah.
I grew up by the airport.
Oh, awesome.
I grew up in Marysville there. I kind of have PTSD of thinking about that area. So yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But anyway, so I guess we're just all over,
Yeah. That's what made it also hard too, is being all over the place. So even when we had it like at Nico's or at Shannon's, it was very much like we needed to make sure people knew enough in advance so that they knew where to go to get there and to come. And so that was also the thing, is like trying to find a centralized place that's super easy, easy.
Yeah. And we beforehand, so our group used to be 2 separate groups. So the Meetup group that Shannon ran, and then the Facebook group that Marcus ran. And so we kind of combined to put us together. Okay. And so the Facebook group used to meet in a new location every week to kind of make it easy for people who live in different areas. So we do one in Tacoma or Bellevue or up north to kind of make it so people could come, but we found that the same people came every time. And so that's why we stuck to more of a more central location.
Yeah.
But I think Zoe was the original person who started the Meetup group, and they met at her apartment complex. And then we kind of meshed together because the Meetup group had more people that came to the Meetup, and the Facebook group had more people involved on Facebook. And so we're like, we'll just come together. So that's when we started having a central Meetup location.
Yeah.
I like that you guys named it the video creators now. So it's
Yeah.
not just it's because there's TikTok and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
They're-
I know, remember
they're
one guy
cool.
started a TikTok group. I don't think it ever really took off, but
Yeah,
it
I
just
think
kind of makes
Eugene
sense to keep
started one.
it just kind of makes sense to keep everything in one group,
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, if there isn't anything else anyone else to talk about, this could be the end of things. If there's anything else anyone else wants to share, does anyone else have anything to share?
I can show my project or the video that I'm
Yes, share what you're doing. What's going on that might help with your process.
I had a video where I made a Funko Pop into a succulent planter. Hold
I
on.
remember that. That's a great one.
My little Bulbasaur succulent. And a bunch of people wanted me to make a Charizard one, and so I made him into a little candle so you could light him on
That's
fire.
Cool.
So I'm hoping it will do well.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. Yay. Cool. Actually, I have to say, when I moved in here, I was like thinking of stuff I needed to put on the walls and things like that. And so I was looking at getting hangers to hang jackets on, and I was just looking at regular hangers, and I was like, I think I can make one myself. And it was like your creation and your crafting made me think that way about making something geeky. So I've gotten all this stuff to make it. And I actually thought about maybe I should make a video of this.
You should 100%. 100%.
So that was,
you've
inspired me.
Yay, that makes me happy.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing that. That looks exciting. I can't wait to see that. So yeah. Thanks for sharing, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks.
Just
for
reading
coming.
the thing on the chat here.
Yeah, I just put in the information again about where online we are. So there's that shows you where we are on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and who to talk to, me or Amara, about any ideas or thoughts you have. So if Jim or anyone else has any other ideas, you can message us there and we can go from there on that kind of stuff. And again, yes, it was the 4th Saturday, but it's always the 3rd Saturday of the month. And I think, let me see if I can pull up our next theme so I can share with you guys what that is. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up.
Do you guys have is that what you're talking about, a topic for next month?
Yes, the topic for next time is, let me see if I can pull it. Where'd it go?
And if you have ideas for topics, always send them our way.
so next month's is right now how brand deals work. So we'll be talking more about getting brand deals.
It's a good one.
And collaborating with people that make stuff that you might use in your videos and maybe making it a helpful way of getting more income. So that is next month's video.
So question, can I ask you a couple questions about this? So I'm curious about the process on this. So
that sounds like those are the questions you have. I think those are good questions for after this is done. So let's log off of Facebook or log off of YouTube, and then we can talk more about those kind of things. Okay. So let me go ahead and say goodbye for all those who are watching this on YouTube, and then we'll talk more after. Thanks.